I'm sorry, guys. My life is falling apart. Irreversible. And it doesn't help that I watch this type of stuff either. But Irreversible, made by Gaspar Noé in 2002. It was a big, it caused a big sensation whenever it first came out. Um, uh, in the future, I have not watched any Gaspar Noé films besides this one. This is his first big feature film or whatever. It has a lot of fans. It has a lot of, and I'll be able to explain this. It's pretty much, if you haven't seen Death Wish, if you haven't seen like the revenge genre, which is a very overlooked genre, even though that like people love it. I don't think that there's a whole lot of revenge stories out there that people want to make. Because even it doesn't even have to be Death Wish, for example. It could just be like, I don't know, Moses, right? Or the Ten Commandments. It could just be like a complete revenge story in that sense. But anyway, totally underutilized genre that people don't even really want to even make. Anyway, so Irreversible is that, but it's in reverse. So it makes us really, as Roger Ebert would say it, like really question, what the purpose of violence is, all that good stuff, right? I'm going to tell you this first and foremost. I have not seen another Gaspar Noé film prior to this. This is like complete blind buy, all that stuff. Hey, most of this channel is going to be blind buy stuff. I'm not going to come and do like old releases unless I really want to tell you my thoughts and feelings about it, of course. But in this case, when I saw Irreversible and when it came out on Vinegar Syndrome, when it was announced about a month ago, I leaped at the chance because simply there was no Gaspar Noé films in America that are Blu-ray. Now, someone can educate me in the comments if that's not correct, but I couldn't see any for myself. So in this case, Irreversible, when it came out, I had to jump on it. I didn't have to get the limited edition slipcover like I showed you guys, but I mean, I just thought that it was pretty neat, and I just wanted to make it for the channel. Now, the backlash comes with this, is that not all blind buys are equal, because there's films that you're going to really detest, and unfortunately, it is this title, and I'll be able to explain. First off, the pros of this movie. It is expertly directed. It is it is so structured, so fine, and I never felt that like in this movie, besides like the 15-minute scene, that I'll be able to talk about, that this movie was so it was so structured in a way where like it was so controlled that that's like the power of like great directors, is that it can show you this sort of like material, but it's just so well put together that you kind of have to appreciate it. And that's what I appreciate from Gaspar Noé, is that he's able to take the subject matter and at least able to make it somewhat palpable. And it's not it's not like amateur hour. Like, this guy knew what he was doing. Like in the part of this movie, and the way that the structure works, is that it works backwards to forwards. So in this case, the thesis really is time destroys all, which is, I'm not saying that I'm big brained or anything like that, and I know you guys you guys don't pretend to be smart about anything else, right? But in this case, like, I kind of have to like throw it back in terms of like, what in this story did I get from Time Destroys All, besides like it just decays, or it just time rebuilds upon itself. If you really kind of think about it, you can just forget about everything that's happened in the past and like look at the good times. It can go both ways, I guess, but that's really only the deeper implications of this movie that I've really ever thought of. Besides like the needless violence of it, the characters that never got to be fleshed out. There's a three-way love triangle like in the middle of this movie that I was actually kind of interested in, and especially like after like the totally shocking scenes that you saw at the beginning of the movie, you kind of wanted it to sort of build really, and of these relationships, because I did not get a whole lot in that first half hour, 45 minutes, besides just these violent acts. But I think the second half was so disappointing, because here could have been something that not a moralist sort of action that Noé did, but sort of builds upon these characters. He should have built upon the characters that were just sort of one noted in a sense. It's almost like they were just objects for no way to play around with, to sort of build out this, excuse me, to flesh out this fantasy that he wanted just to make Death Wish in reverse. And to me, this movie was just, by the end of it, I really had no yearning to watch like the special features or like, any sort I just felt like this was the most, these movies kind of like really like not irk me, but because the director is so talented and you can tell by like watching it, he's so talented. But okay, I lied. I watched a little bit of the extras, and he said that he only wrote like a 3-page script or something like that. That wasn't even a script, and you could totally tell in the movie. And um, the acting was good. The set pieces were great, but at the end of the day, I don't want a film to give me like a deeper sense of meaning or anything like that. Just give me like, entertainment and just something to, grab a hold of, maybe something that's live, and yeah, it's totally contradictory, like, this whole directorial approach and that everything is controlled, yada, yada, yada. But in this case, like Irreversible is such a slog of a film that like by the time you get over like the shocks of the movie, what do you really have in it that's any bit sort of relevant to like what your film experience is? Now, maybe like in the structure of a movie, yeah, it's great if you want to look at it that way. But in terms of like, what it can give me, I don't really ever see a point in going back to Irreversible and ever watching it again, because it's just a hollow movie experience, a hollow watching experience, and just something that was made that I really have no idea why it was even made to begin with. Just besides the fact that it's just cool to shoot something in reverse and have nothing besides just one-dimensional characters and just shocking scenes. It means nothing to me. So, with that being said, I know Gaspar Noé's a favorite movie, I believe, is Solo. Um, and I wish that he would have took more inspiration in that whenever it comes to like, the meaning, at least, even though that like, you may say it's like, uh, lying intellectually that like, Pasolini made Solo because of like fascism, and that's something I've already talked about. But with Irreversible, like there's just no talking points. It's just like violence for violence sake. And even like the point of reference of like, just violence just being, just this thing that happens, and by the end of the movie we can understand that like, this is just a part of life, right? You can maybe chalk that up to the movie, is that there's two humanities there, right? Like what they said in the extras. I don't believe that at all. I just think that it's just a not a schlock movie. I won't go that far because it was very well made, but still, it's just like, again, it was just a complete hollow viewing experience that I will not watch. And it's not going to sour me on future Gaspar Noé films, because I definitely will watch those, because I do think he is a talented director. And I heard the most recent film, and I forget the name of it, was really good. I think the lead was Dario Argento, I believe. And so if you're going to watch Irreversible, I would really take it with a grain of salt. I would really just watch the movie in terms of like, how talented Noé is. But when it comes to the story and everything else, that is just a complete flash in the pan for just needlessly shocking scenes, and just a um, not a mess of a movie, but just a complete missed opportunity in the second half to like not even redeem itself, but almost to like take it a little bit step farther. And it just never did that for me. So anyway, rant over. Irreversible. Don't even honestly bother with it. Like if you really want to, watch Gaspar Noé, of course, go ahead. But I'm much more interested in probably his later work that I'll be able to get to eventually. So anyway, uh, thank you so much, guys, for watching again. Like, comment, subscribe. I swear I'll be able to get more out here eventually. Thank you.